How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? I'm sorry about the lack of updates. I did get a lot of stuff done on the car that I did not show you guys right away. I did get some footage. It's really hard to get footage. I have 3 children and work. I'm just making excuses at this point. It's really hard to get footage because I use my cell phone and it shuts the camera off after a little while. So I don't get very good footage. I don't have a whole lot of money to be putting out on cameras because I'm trying to make my car run better. But we did run into a bit of a problem when it comes to the fuel injectors. I will show you what the issue is, and I will draw a diagram because I can't show you exactly what the issue is. But let's get over to that. Alright guys, so here are those fuel injectors that I wanted to show you. Here's the fuel rail out of the... So which one was that? It was either the 03 Tiburon or the 03 Elantra. I want to say this is the one out of the Elantra that I took the injectors out of. Okay. Now, one thing that I noticed that you guys may not have is, well, I guess you guys might not have because I probably didn't show you the fuel rail from the 2000 Tiburon. So, where these line up, here and here, are in a totally different spot from the 2000 Tiburon. Little mounts. Also, on the 2000 Tiburon, the fuel rail is up about half an inch mounted, about half an inch off the intake, because it comes with spacers. Kind of look like this. This isn't a spacer, obviously, but they're about roughly that size, and this thing sits up on top of them and then bolts in. Now the difference between these injectors and those injectors and the way it mounts up is the other injectors are significantly longer. I will see if I have an image or video and I'll put it in here. They're significantly longer. They're about this much longer, which doesn't seem like it would be a problem, but when you're trying to set these down inside, it goes from sitting up here like this. Now you have to put it down inside like this. So what I'm going to do is, I'm sure you guys have seen a lot of videos about this HDPE plastic, reusing milk jugs and stuff like that to make pens and all these other fancy things. What I'm going to try and do is I'm going to try and make my own brackets to mount these injectors onto the old fuel rail, and then mount the fuel rail onto the intake. So far, what I figured out is on this scrap piece of paper here. It's really not a scrap piece of paper, but this scrap piece of paper. Let's throw it over here and move this out of the way. These are the measurements I've figured so far. So this is the shape of the foot, right? Which is, I call it the foot. It's 1 inch wide, right here, by 1 1/8 around here long, from back to front. All right, so I'm figuring at most I'm going to need, and this is about 3/4 of an inch tall. What I did do is I found, these are a couple pieces of aluminum I had. I took 3 of them and I mounted them together like this, just with a quick screw and nut that fit in there. And this is extremely close to the height I would need from the intake to mount the fuel rail in order to get it to mount up flush the way it's supposed to. Alright, so what we get, whoa, see what I'm saying? I gotta use my phone for this, and it makes things difficult. So what I did is I took this, right? Now that's really, 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 really close, right? And I took this here measuring tape and I measured it. Let's see, it's about 3/8, all right? So what I did is I added an extra eighth to make it a 1/2 inch. So this is going to be my block that I'm going to get, right? So I'm going to do 1 inch wide by a 1/2 inch tall by 2 inches long. That's going to be my first block. What I'll be able to do with that is I'll be able to trim and sand into this U shape that I traced out onto a piece of cardboard from the fuel rail. From this fuel rail, this is the one out of the Elantra, but it is the same shape, so I'll be able to trim this out and make a block out of melted milk jugs. I actually am going to use iced tea jugs from my area, but that should get me, I figure I'm about a 1/16 of the way off, a 1/16 of an inch, figure 3/8, 1/16, 7/16. We'll add the extra 1/16 of an inch because it's really not that much, and if need be, I can always sand that off. I mean, 1/16 of an inch is minuscule, you know? It's only 2 30-seconds. Which is how thick your brake pads have to be in this state to pass a state safety inspection. 2 30-seconds. Anyways, so that's my goal. And we're going to see about showing you guys how I'm going to do that, implementing it, and hoping it works. Now, one other thing I did realize is that these injectors, the plugs, are different, which is why I have the injector plugs here on this. The plugs are different on these injectors than they are on my injectors. So I'm going to have to do a little bit of wiring. It looks like we have a common ground amongst these injectors on this. Am I going to have a common ground on mine? I don't know. But that's good to know that I have a common ground. It'll make things a little easier. They're all brown. None of them have a stripe or anything else on them. So we got common ground and then a power wire. This one here is green with a white stripe. This one here is solid green, blue, and white. No stripes. Looks like there might be a stripe. Oh, no. On the camera, it looks like there's a stripe, but that is just shadowing. See if I can fix it. Oh, there we go. Zoomed in. It's just shadowing. Okay. That being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for keeping up with my updates. I will either at the end of this video now, or I'll post another video with images and some video footage that I did get of the work that was done to the vehicle so far. I know I didn't get video of the bearings being pressed in or the hubs, or pressed out for that matter. I also didn't get, hold on a second. I also didn't get video of me taking the knuckles off or putting them back on. But I don't know, I may have gotten pictures, so I'll put pictures in together with a little bit of music if I can. I don't know about do not hold me to the music, because I gotta do all this stuff myself and I am not that good with video editing. Let's see what I can put together, and I'll get another video out there for you guys. Maybe two. We'll see. Ba-da-da.